Where we lock and load. Where we lock and load. Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Where we lock and load. Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load.
Welcome to a special college football playoff edition of the Allen Powell Show. What a wild game we just witnessed. Vic is in the building with the Notre Dame hat. Devontae Pickey is in the building. Thank y'all, brother, for joining me on a wild college football playoff edition of the Allen Powell Show. Man, a wild game. I got my cup in front of me. When we went to the game, I got my cup. I got my shirt on. I'm Notre Dame representing. Hey, man, a wild game. Devontae, I haven't talked to you in a minute, man. Just your initial thoughts after that college semifinal playoff win by Notre Dame, 27-24. Wild, up and down game. What's your initial thoughts?
Man, great game. Better than a lot of the games that we've been seeing this playoff season for sure. They got down at the start by 10. I'm like, here we go. Like, I didn't know how it was going to be. And then they responded. And I think that's the story of this game. Like, Notre Dame responded every time they needed a play. When they needed some momentum, they dug down and responded. They got that score late, got that pick when I said the defense got to make a play. Right. They needed to make a play. And so at one point they was getting ran on, and they responded.
I took a few notes myself, man. One thing that I was surprised by, and maybe because I haven't seen as many as Notre Dame game as y'all have, when we went to the game to see them in person, I didn't see Riley Leonard run this much. It was so many quarterback draws, and that I was like, man, he didn't do this when they played against Virginia. And I don't know if it was the style of play, maybe the opponent, but Vontae, tell me what happened. What's the change with so many quarterback runs with Riley Leonard?
At the start of the season, they literally that's all they was doing was running the ball, then in the middle part of the season, you see the offense starting to open up more and they started to pass it. But running the ball is they bread and butter.
Yeah,
I'm talking about using Riley Leonard's legs that's his thing. When he got to be a drop back quarterback, that's when you see him making some areas he can make some mistakes and bad decisions. You seen it today.
Yes,
forcing the ball in some areas where he shouldn't be forcing it. But when you let him open, when you open that playbook and you keep that defense guessing, like, okay, I'm gonna run here, I'm gonna hand it off here. Then next play, I'm moving the pocket and getting me out the pocket and running, passing the ball. Like that's when they the most lethal.
Got you, Vic, man. Wild game. What's your initial thoughts, man, after watching this game?
Hey, bro. First off, I had to just calm my nerves for a minute. So I'm glad you laid off with bro because my nerves was over here on 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you remember back to when you invited me on the show earlier in the year and I told you that we were going to be in the national championship game. Everybody laughed me off, right? Remember that show?
You said
I know you archived the show.
You said you felt like y'all could beat anybody. You said it.
There you go.
I said it.
There you go.
I said it. Even after the Northern loss, I was confident because I was like, the way they lost that game, the defense with Notre Dame will keep them in most games against anybody. And that's what people don't understand. And a key point in this game where we all sit back and we won't pay attention to the backup quarterback coming in there and righting the ship for this offense tonight. Did y'all see that at the end of the first half of Notre Dame?
Yeah.
The backup quarterback. The backup quarterback came in there with 6 of 7 and led them to 3 points. That was a key in this game because they only won by 3.
Yeah.
That was the key. He didn't come in there and the offense didn't drop off no more. And actually, he got the momentum going a little bit more because Riley Leonard came out a little lackluster early.
for sure.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking to the injuries, man, Notre Dame overcame injuries on the O-line and their quarterback.
Both tackles. They lost both starting tackles like within the first two series of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so and when I'm
and
looking,
your running back was beat up too. You can't. He's
Yeah,
He's been beat up for weeks. Yeah.
he came
He's
in
been beat up for weeks.
Hey, that hurdle though with the brace on, that's insane. That's
insane.
Hey, bro. I was telling my buddy that like literally next year he's gonna be top 2, top 3 for a Heisman candidate.
This guy vertical is ridiculous, man.
Like, bro, the man got 4.3 speed, bro, as a running back. It's ridiculous, bro. Like, he's gonna be a Heisman candidate next year. 4.3 speed as a running back. I've been following him out of St. Louis for a long time. Like, buddy was down there in St. Louis, like breaking track records as a 13, 14-year-old. Like, he's ridiculous athlete. Ridiculous athlete.
That was ridiculous. A couple of things that I noticed, man, is the defense has started off strong. It seems like and Marcus Freeman talked about it in the pregame press conference. Pregame interviews that he did, that they were going to be aggressive. We've seen both defenses being aggressive, but one thing I noticed, neither team made the other team pay for the aggressiveness, and it was like either whether it's the quarterback or the weapons on the outside, they didn't have to pay for the defenses being aggressive early. Now late, it seemed like the defense is loosened up and it got real physical, and the running game got going on both sides of the football. My question is, can this style of play offensively win a national championship? Can the defense and just a strong running game win a national championship against the potential other two opponents, in y'all opinion?
You want to go take that? I think it's a matter of who you play. So who comes out of Ohio State, Texas? If it's Texas, I'm gonna say yes. If it's Ohio State, I'm gonna say no. And the reason I say that is because they got some weapons on both sides of the ball. Smith, who's the receiver on Ohio State, man, he can go to the NFL today. Okay, unbelievable, big body receiver. Like he go up and get that ball. So, yeah, I don't see them being able to have that style of play with Ohio State.
What you think about Vic? What you think?
I can't agree with him. You know, and I'm a Notre Dame diehard, you know what I'm saying, since the Rocket Ismail, Tony Rice, Tim Brown days, you know, I'm talking about like vintage Notre Dame, Lou Holtz guys, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this game, the way they play today, won't cut it against Ohio State, because Ohio State against whoever is going to have the best player on offense and the best player on defense on the field.
So what?
Even against Texas, but now if Texas finds some way to upset them, the way Texas plays and the way Notre Dame plays, Notre Dame could beat Texas.
They could beat Texas. I agree.
So what would be the method for Notre Dame to beat an Ohio State? If they can't win the way they played tonight, what would they have to do differently to beat an Ohio State?
I'll take that one first. Honestly, bro, if they can get a little bit more out of Jeremiah Love, I like how they came out and established and made the adjustments in the run game, because they shut us down in the run game early. But right out of the gate, how we scored that touchdown in the second half, we was able to get stuff going in the run game. Like he ran off like 3 straight carries for like 17 yards, quick, like almost 20 yards. Off 3 carries, and that set the momentum up. And then Riley Leonard made a few clutch throws. Although he made a few bonehead errors, he made a few clutch throws tonight, though, too. He made a few clutch throws tonight. And they got something going in the passing game. Like, literally, they got over 200 yards passing. Now, if they can get over 200 yards passing against Ohio State with the run game, they can win.
Yeah, I think the story of them, again, we already making it seem like it's going to be versus Notre Dame, Ohio State.
I think so too.
But if that is the case, they're gonna have to control the clock. They're gonna have to slow the game down, run the ball, run it. All right, pass. They're gonna have to bleed the clock. They can't go out there and getting 3 and outs, or let's say five plays and our defense back on the field. The longer Notre Dame defense on the field, I think you're gonna open up to big plays with Ohio State, and they can make some big plays on you. And you don't want that. You don't want Notre Dame defense on the field getting burned out, because in the second half, that's when you're gonna see it.
Yes.
Similar to today.
That's what. Yep.
Yeah. That's the key. That's the key to wearing out Notre Dame is like you can keep that defense on the field, because if you 3 and out, like when they missing meals in the middle, but I still have told people from the beginning of the season, the preseason, Notre Dame's secondary is the best in college football. And they so underrated. There's no big names. Xavier Watts, Christian Gray, but they doing it with 2 freshmen at the other position, bro. And I told guys, like, at the beginning of the year coming out, if these guys hold up, they're gonna have the best secondary in college football. And they lead Division I in takeaways and interceptions. Shout out to Marcus Freeman. Not making no excuses, but I want to just say shout out to Marcus Freeman. Win or lose this next game. I want to say shout out to Marcus Freeman as a Notre Dame fan, bro, bringing the culture back to my team. And I've been excited from day one. Not just because he won it now, I've been excited from day one.
Yeah.
The best hire Notre Dame ever did. And the best thing that happened to them was my boy going to LSU.
Getting him out of there. Thank you. I'm so glad he's out of there, bro. I couldn't stand that dude, bro.
Man,
I couldn't stand that dude. Then when you get down to LSU, all of a sudden you get this Southern accent when he did the press conference. Y'all remember that? Yeah. All of a sudden he was a Bayou boy. All of a sudden he had the Southern accent. I'm like, where'd that come from?
Not to get off topic, but literally he's doing the same thing down at LSU what he did in Notre Dame, like getting big games, got a good roster, and big games you won't do nothing.
Yeah, like coaches, bro, have to be aggressive, and you make smart decisions. The difference between him and Marcus Freeman, like Marcus Freeman has preached aggressiveness, and he has showed it. He have talked it and walked it at the same time. He said he preaches aggressiveness, and that's what his teams are.
I like the aggressiveness on defense, and I heard a defensive coordinator. I think they asked Brian Flores why he blitzed so much, and he said the reason why he blitzed so much as a Vikings defensive coordinator, he says it causes confusion with the offense, whether it be the offensive line, whether it be the quarterback trying to pick up who's coming, who's not, and we've seen some of that on both sides of the defense when it was aggressive defense and blitzing. Whether you get false starts or they trying to figure out who's coming, who's not, the confusion on the offense. I like the aggressiveness of the defense. Real quick, what's y'all prediction with Ohio State and Texas? It seems like y'all leaning a certain way already, but just let's get it on the record. Who y'all got? Ohio State, Texas.
I got Ohio State in the close game, winning by 3.
Okay.
I hate to say this because I'm still rolling with the SEC, but I got Ohio State by 10, and I foresee Bryn Ewers coming out the game and handing the rings over to Manning.
Arch Manning sighting. He predicting the Arch Manning sighting.
Arch Manning gonna come in the game tomorrow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. What a prediction. We will see Arch Manning sighting. And not too far fetched, because we've been hearing little rumblings about his name throughout the whole season. He came in a few times, and it seemed like at the perfect situation, if something doesn't go right with Ewer, like whether he plays bad or something goes wrong, they are itching to put him in. They just waiting for the right opportunity.
For sure, and it's also rumored that he may be transferring if Quinn Ewers come back. Because Quinn Ewers didn't have the season in which he, expected to go top in the draft. So if he come back, rumor has it that he's transferring to North Carolina and going with Bill Belichick.
Wow. And we seen Beck just enter the transfer portal as well. I was shocked by that. Devontae or Vic, do y'all have any insight on why that happened? Is there somebody behind him that's looking to take his spot? Why did he go into the transfer portal?
Hey, bro, when you get a chance to go play for Bill Belichick and you got that man in bloodline, it's like, hey, man, it is what it is. Like, if Buddy come, I think if dude leave or not come back, I think he's still gonna go probably play for Belichick, bro. I heard that.
What about Beck though from Georgia? He just entered the transfer portal.
Hey,
Oh man,
some of that is not the player. Some of that is also could be your coach. You're like, all right, man, this ain't, let's move on to the next situation. Because the same conversations just happened in that Alabama, right? With Jalen Merrill. It's like, man, you a great student. You a great representative of the school. But it's like, hey, you done had your time. We ready to move on. Granted, he went again and put his name in the draft, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I think I seen that he already put his name in that he gonna go.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. But back to what you're saying, Harold, about Beck. It's typically like how it goes in college football now. When you fall short of the expectations that Georgia had on them, being who they are, this powerhouse the last few years, and you fall short of making it at least to the championship game. Now you want to move around. You know how it goes.
Yeah, you got, but also too, you got to, and I'll say it's not always the student or not even student athlete no more, the player. It's the coaching staff giving them message like, all right, let's move on, because you got to look at it. For instance, like in a situation like Alabama, we got one of the top quarterback high school kids coming. It's already on campus. He started. He the spring ball. He started school in January already. I want to say he was like in the country. So if Jalen come back in the starter, what message I'm sending to people that I'm out recruiting who can easily go out here and transfer? You know what I'm saying? So you want to keep your pipeline good. You know what I'm saying? So let's get him out and let's bring who we got in and see what we got.
That's wild. That's wild. It seems like the new culture is going to be like, yo, if I'm going to recruit, it ain't going to be you got to sit for a year or two and play behind this person because of the transfer portal. Now they got to push them up even faster now. Vic, go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta get them freshmen in there, bro. Like when you tell this guy you coming out of high school and he's on your team, you gotta coach him up nowadays. It makes your coaching job even harder, that much more. There's no more sitting guys and like trying to develop him behind a guy you have there. Like when these guys get on campus, you have to get them in that playbook and make sure that they're focused on the task and get them up to speed to play from day one.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing what everybody's talking about, like with old SEC rosters, your backups were starters on some of these other teams. And now that's really not the case. You know what I'm saying? You don't got that kind of depth. So if you remember, this was years ago, Alabama quarterback room, you had Tua, Jalen, and you had what's his name? I can't even, my man just went blank. I
remember that room.
Patriots, and he just got traded from the Patriots. I think he in Carolina, not Carolina. He's in Jacksonville. But anyways, you had like a deep quarterback room. All of them in NFL quarterbacks right now. Right. But you're not going to see that anymore.
Never.
With that kind of talent, nobody's going to sit behind somebody and wait it out. Right. I'm going to go where I can play. So
with that case now, what do y'all think is the landscape for the NCAA in totality? What is it going to look like? Does that mean more parity now because the quarterbacks is going to be the quarterback talent is going to be spread around all different types of teams?
I mean, it's just all about recruiting and coaching now. Yes, it just goes back to what I said. It put more emphasis if you're talking about winning. Trying to win a championship every year, it boils down to the coaching because your quarterback is only going to be there 1-2 years tops if you ain't winning.
Right. And Vontae, do you like this landscape more where the talent will get spread out because nobody's going to be sitting around waiting anymore?
Yeah, that's cool. I just, as long as the quality of play don't diminish, and that's what I do love about college football, that these kids is developing and working on their craft for 3 years before they could just go into the league. Granted, I'm not I'm not against like the one and dones or not being able to go, but as you can see from like the NBA, the quality of play is terrible right now in the NBA.
Absolutely.
I hate the NBA, bro.
Yeah, the quality of play. I was watching this game the night weekend all the time, but it's just bad. And again, that's part of these kids is not developed. They looking all scrawny. They ain't even been in the gym.
Excuse me 1 second, y'all. Somebody running the doorbell. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah, they not developed. And where I feel like college football, these kids are developed.
Right. 3 years.
It's the pros. It's literally the pros. You see the facilities are A1, better than some NFL facilities.
Right.
They get in pay. So I think that is being beneficial. So I think the quality play, if the quality plays keep on par, yeah, I'm with it. It's because again, it's gonna make the game competitive. Now, as far as like NIL,
Yeah.
it will need to be, some constraints with it because it is running rampant. Where it's like, kids transferring in the middle of the school year, or throwing their name in the portal, I should say, and just quitting on their team.
Right.
And then also on the other side of it, you got coaches promising kids, money that's not getting it. The whole report right now with Florida State basketball, doing, the school and the coach because he promised them X amount of dollars and they ain't got it.
Right.
So it do needs to be some constraints there with the money from the money aspect, and make these kids sign some contract, as far as the hold up their end of the commitment. That if you're gonna get this kind of money, you're gonna stay here for this X amount of games, then you can transfer whatever after that. But yeah, I'm all down for it.
One last question, man. We gonna get up out of here. This is just a quick reaction off of the game. But Vic, with the players going into the transfer portal, they're doing it so they get the opportunity to play. But do you think they're still going to get the same quality of coaching when they make that move? Because some of these people are going to legendary coaches who have a great coacher, but because they want to play, they're going to go to maybe not so much a great coacher, but they're going to get an opportunity to play. What do you think about that aspect?
That aspect I can agree with because you know what, they're putting like their personal game before winning at college. Like you got some guys who looking at it to wherever it is, they not really in college to win. They trying to develop and get to the next level. I can respect that. But as far as like guys who are coming into college looking to win and make a name for themselves in college and like winning national championships and things like that, it all comes down to the coaching. Because now, like y'all said, the players are going to be spread out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Alabama is not getting every player because everybody has nil money now. Everybody can pay everybody. Georgia's not getting everybody. LSU is not getting everybody. Michigan is not getting everybody.
Notre Dame got a nice
nil money. And then the problem with Notre Dame is they're not even spending that much nil money on people. They're recruiting these guys and giving them a great education at a great university under a great up-and-coming coach, and guys will thrive at that too. That would always still play with a lot of guys too, because we all know that there's still going to be guys that take their education seriously first, and they will always consider a place like Notre Dame to come, not only to further their football career, but also further their education.
Don't sleep though. Notre Dame got that money to pay.
I was just
they do. I never intend to spend a lot of them, but maybe going forward they will. But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they will spend some of that money. I just think they're gonna try to sell them on the Notre Dame culture. That's just my thing. But hopefully I'm wrong.
They just got $14 million just being in the playoffs, where they don't have to split it. So because of the they don't have a conference. So let's say like for instance like Ohio State, they got $14 million too. But they're gonna have to bust it down with everybody, whatever the 20 teams, or however many. I think it's 17.
Right.
That's teams that's in the Big Ten. When they ain't at the conference, that $14 million going to them and they pot. So, and
I think they just waiting on that right person. Like they ain't spent the bread yet, but that right person come around. But Notre Dame, don't they have to keep a certain a higher GPA than other schools as well?
Yeah. Academically, you have to be a real student athlete there though. Like they don't slack on that.
Yeah,
we'll make it work.
Absolutely. Hey, bro, absolutely. I will not disagree with what you're saying. All I'm just like Al said it before. He said they had it. They never had a chance to spend it. Now they have the chance to. That's all.
That just made me think of some one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Last week we was giving Derrick Rose his flowers, but one thing that nobody mentioned, man, he a legend for real. They got them SATs taken care of to get him to Memphis. All right, SATs got taken care of. He used to play ball with John Calipari.
Big facts. He ain't take a lick of a test. Everybody would take a test for that man. Yeah, that's real talk. But yeah, one last question. I know I said that was the last question, but one came to my mind. Now, put it to y'all too. Y'all the athletes. Are y'all putting winning or playing time first? And Vic, you go first. You want to play or you want to win?
Man, bro, I got to be honest with you. When it comes down to college athletics, with the way it is set up now, with athletes getting paid, I have to develop. So I'm going to the best place to get me to the next level.
How long are you willing to wait? How many years? You only get 3 years?
No.
I mean, you got.
No, bro.
not anymore.
I'm going to play myself out of position wherever I go. I have to get a chance to play myself out of the position.
So
if I'm a top prospect, give me a chance to compete. Give me a chance to play myself out of the position. That's me. That's what I will ask for if you're recruiting me. Don't have me the job. Just give me a chance to compete for it in practice. Give me a chance to get with the ones like you do, whoever the incumbent start is. Give me a chance with the ones to see if I can run the offense the same as them. Now, if you decide to go with this guy, then it is what it is. I'll sit around for a little while and see or whatever. But at the same token, I'm not going to sit around long. If I've shown that I'm competent enough and I can run this offense, I'm gonna have to bounce on you after 1 year.
1 year. So you just like you.
Yeah. I'm just keeping the buck with you because that's how it's going nowadays. I'm an injury. I'm a torn ACL away from my career being over.
that's true.
So I have to show these people what I can do nowadays. It's not even about winning national championships in college anymore. Like we said, it's about getting yourself ready for the next level because now college is getting you paid, you getting the education and certain stuff. Like you have some guys, like y'all know, like y'all college guys, fraternity, y'all brothers for life. Like, man, if y'all ever down on y'all luck or something, y'all have guys y'all can go to and they're going to always be there for you, put you on with certain situations. And that's the same thing with this Neil and stuff is like, you got these guys that get like 3-4 million that probably never play in the NFL, but they getting 3-4 million off Neil here, and they can take that money and invest it and set their families up for life. Like college now is setting guys' families up for life.
Got you.
Whether you even make it to the NFL or not.
No,
what are you doing?
So here's the caveat. So now it was a ruling. Pavia, he's the quarterback for Vanderbilt. He started out JUCO, then went to NCAA. So he had filed a lawsuit and a petition, pretty much saying like, "Hey, them JUCO years don't count."
Okay.
The court agreed with him.
Yeah.
So now, for example, you can start. I can go to JUCO, play 2-3 years at JUCO, transfer out of JUCO, like a Cam Newton. Like he went to Florida. He transferred from Florida. He went to play JUCO. Then he went from JUCO back to Auburn.
Yeah.
to win the Natty. So them years don't count at JUCO. So you really can develop there, transfer in, and you older. So I could be 24 playing versus 18, 20, 21 year olds, and I can dominate them, get my money.
So what are you? So if you had a choice, Notre Dame is recruiting you. Are you going to go to a JUCO or will you sit behind at a Notre Dame?
I'll go to JUCO, knowing that it don't count. And also, I'm knowing that like, hey, I can work on my game.
And you okay with possibly losing
at JUCO?
As far as a team, like it might not be the best team, but you're going to work. You're going to get a chance to work on your game.
Yeah, we don't worry about losing. You look at Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Because it was really about winning. Some of them would have bounced after they was 1-11, then they went to what? They won 4 games, and they had a winning season this year. But like, hey, we got glitz and glamour. We getting money over here. We shooting a TV show on Amazon Prime. I think it just went out. So you getting that notoriety. So it's like Granted, what I'm saying, they again, not to shoot them some, they did win games this year, but like they wasn't like in the Big 12 championship or they was in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And also, also in college, for real, you really ain't got to do much. Everybody get to a bowl game. All you need is 6 wins. Yeah.
That's true. Well, go ahead.
It's a showcase, Al.
Yeah.
It's a chance for you to showcase yourself any kind of level, JUCO, NAIA. Like if you have a chance to play from day one now, coming out of college as any kind of position, you can go there because you're going to get seen by somebody. You can always transfer. Yeah.
I like the landscape now, man. I can't wait to see what it looks like going forward. This is exciting. And Monte, I didn't get a chance to have you on the last show. So I got to get your thoughts about your overall thoughts about the 12-team playoff. How do you think the smaller schools fared against the bigger schools in the playoffs, and how do you like it?
It did. It wasn't a good take to start out. But I think that I do like the 12 team. I do like the season being longer. I truly do enjoy that.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, the season would have been over that first week of Christmas Eve, New Year's Day or whatever.
Yeah,
it would have been the season. So to drag it out a couple.
No, the national championship game would have been today.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we
Yeah,
talked about
national championship game would have been today.
Oh yeah, because they would have started the 4 teams on that New Year's Day ball.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think back in the day, but back further, I think it was New Year's, like further back before they started,
Before
like
the playoffs. Yeah, it was the BCS.
BCS.
Not the BCS, the BS system.
But I think they will make some changes as far as, because you see every team that got that first round bye lost.
Yeah.
I'd rather play. I don't want to sit. I want to go right into it. But also, I think those first 4 slots should go to the top 4 rankings, not to the conference champ.
Yeah, you see. I see.
Yeah, for instance, like you had a number 12 Arizona trumping all them other schools. You know what I'm saying? So if whoever the top 4 from the AP poll or the coaches poll, put them in the first 4, and then let the conference champs go in after that. Whoever, then just place them. It should be more simplistic. You know what I'm saying? Because it was confusing. So some people that really didn't follow the game know how to seed in the bracket and work.
But if you do that, okay. So are you still saying? So say like a Boise State, they win. Let them in. You saying don't
but
give?
But they should have been number 4.
Okay, but who would get the home field game? Because will you reward somebody who didn't win a division just because they are in a better division or better conference? Who would get the a home field advantage between a Boise State who won the conference and a top 4 seed?
I would give it to whoever in the top 4 seed.
That's hard. That's hard to do that when they didn't win the conference. You're gonna reward them and they didn't win the conference.
But all conference not created equal, and that's the whole thing that you got to say about. So you talking about like that's I think that's the biggest thing that everybody need to come to gripes with. Like all conferences not created equal.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, that will, and also strength of schedule need to be evaluated a little bit more. That's true. If you look at both of those factors and weigh it in, again, they in the playoffs, so they take it. Before you wasn't that you didn't even have, it wasn't a shot to even a thought to get in. So I think you just got to take happy that you made it. You got invited to the party, you got invited to the dance. Now, when you get to the dance, show us something, then maybe we could change it. But until somebody, you would need us one of them Boise's, or for instance, TCU is really not a small school, but when you have like those schools when they get to the dance,
Arizona State played well. Arizona State played
great. They played great. But
I would say this. I would have to disagree in the fact that I want a little drama. I say the only way these small schools will even have a chance is if you at least give them the home game. They won their conference. If they get smacked around in their home squad, cool. But I would say at least give them that opportunity to play at home. That would give a better chance for a better game. If you give these big schools who didn't win a championship a home game, then it's going to be blowouts. Nobody want to watch blowouts, and they're probably going to be blowouts anyway. But I feel like you have a better chance of a better game if you give these small schools the home field advantage. Vic, what you think about this conversation?
I definitely can agree with that, Al. But what I'm loving about all of this, though, bro, when it boils down to the bottom line, it gives basically like an NFL effect to me, any given Sunday effect, kind of like the NCAA tournament. Basketball tournament, like you win or you go home once you get in these playoffs. I don't like that where it is. There have been times where it is team have lost the conference championship game and then has still went on to win the national championship because they won the next three games, like Alabama.
Question for you, Dan. So if you want to like compare it to the NFL, so as if technically, I don't think this is fair, but like let's say a Minnesota Vikings, for them to have to go on the road.
Yeah, you didn't win your division. You didn't win your division.
But you
Hey,
give
bro.
the team the whole field advantage. They can't shine our they can't shine our shoes. They record.
We'll see when we lace them up. We will see.
That game gonna be changed though.
Because
Hey, bro, the way you
that game.
Now, if we can get into this conversation, what we have to do is we really could talk about some stuff that we have to go all night about, eliminate the divisions, and then you take the top whatever teams like you do something else.
That's what I mean. That's
okay, I have no problem. Listen, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But how do the NFL sell all these road games that are meaningless? Now get it. You get it? You get what I'm saying, though? There are 17 games for every team.
Yeah, and they play 2 versus.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're like you have to sell some of these games, and that's the only reason they probably have never went to that. Like division games and division rivals matter. That's what the league was founded on. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So
but I love rivalries, bro, because I just love hating the Packers.
Let me ask this real quick, Vontae. Do you got Minnesota beating the Rams? Because I got the Rams. Me and Vic picked
the Rams too. Yeah, I got the Rams too.
That game different now because again they moving that game to Arizona. They're not gonna play it.
I don't know if they made it for sure. They haven't made it for sure.
I got that alert.
But even if it was at the Rams Stadium, me and Vic picked the Rams before all the wildfires happened. We picked the Rams because it's a bad. I think it's a bad matchup for Minnesota.
I picked the Rams. I picked the Rams when I first found out the seeding, way before anything.
So before that, who did you have winning that game, Vontae?
I had the Rams. I got the Rams, but now that I think that it's on the neutral site.
Yeah,
I'm taking Minnesota. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take Minnesota.
Okay. Well, look. This was just a quick reaction show. Appreciate y'all brothers jumping on, man.
Thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for having me.
I'm probably gonna do it again after tomorrow's game. So keep your phones handy. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. That's cool. I'll be ready too, because I'll definitely be watching, bro. Celebrating Notre Dame 24 hours. You'll see me on Facebook.
Already.
You know I'm about to flood them. You know I'm about to flood them, bro.
Yes, sir. If we don't see y'all tomorrow, we know we'll see y'all Wednesday, and we out this night.
Peace.
We lock and load, Allen Penn.